What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react to Crown Prince Haakon visiting the United States. He was here. I had no idea about this. But apparently, this happened very recently. The Crown Prince of Norway was here in the United States. It says that he visited Minnesota, Iowa, and New York, which is awesome. Unfortunately, I don't live near any of those states, so I missed out. But today, I want to take a look at some video of what Crown Prince Haakon was doing here in the United States, why he was here and what he did. So let's take a look.
The Crown Prince of Norway visited Iowa this week to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Norwegian immigration to the United States.
Oh, whoa. I did not know about that. You know, I didn't realize that a lot of Norwegians immigrated here to the United States. Was it to Iowa? Is that why he's in Iowa and Minnesota? Are there a lot of Norwegians in those states specifically? I wonder why that is. That's really cool. And I didn't know this happened like 200 years ago. That's a piece of Norwegian American history that I don't even know about. I think most Americans don't know about this. So that's really cool.
He was welcomed into Kora by dancers, musicians, and folk craft
Ha!
demonstrators.
Being here at Vesterheim, surrounded by all these Norwegian flags and people in bunads and all your nice sweaters,
Seriously.
I feel almost more Norwegian than I do at home.
Seriously, I was gonna say, this looks like Norway. Look at all the flags and all the people and all the kids, and they're in Norwegian clothing. And I didn't know there was such a big, passionate Norwegian community in parts of America. That's really cool.
Some local woodcarvers, carrying on the folk art tradition, even got
Wow.
to shake the prince's hand.
So you are the next generation wood carvers? Yeah? Very, very good. And what are you working on right now?
Right now I'm working on a dollar.
It is so cool how normal he is. Like, I think a lot of Americans would be very nervous to meet a prince or a crown prince or really royalty from anywhere. Here in America, we don't have any royalty at all. So we just hear about it and it's intimidating. But the Crown Prince of Norway is so normal and down to earth and very friendly. I know not all royalty is like that. So that's really, really cool to see. He's just walking around talking to people about their wood carving. It's pretty cool.
I guess, yeah, I can see that.
And then these are some things I have made.
Wow, you made these already?
Yeah.
That's very impressive.
Yes, I did get to talk to the prince. He shook my hand. He was complimenting my crafts.
He is such a nice guy. What a cool guy. And these American children are going to remember this forever. And it's just, this is awesome.
A very nice guy. He's such a pleasure to meet.
The prince toured the Vesterheim Museum, which dedicated its new commons to the royal family.
I have to say it's very nice to be back. And I've been received in such a warm manner. It's just very nice to see all the people that have come out today.
Has he visited before? You know, I've never really heard about this stuff. Maybe you have to live in Iowa and Minnesota to have Norwegian royalty visit. That's really cool.
And of course, I have myself also a very strong personal relation to the United States. Since I studied here, I used 3 years of my youth here.
What?
And learned a lot.
Whoa! I did not know that. The Crown Prince of Norway lived here in the United States for years. He does have a big personal connection. That's amazing. I'm sure he understands American culture pretty well, living here for years. That's really cool.
In those very formative years. So it's always nice to come back to the United States.
The more I see this guy, the more I hear about and see the Crown Prince, the more I like him. Like, that is so cool. And he is going to be the next king of Norway, right? So seems like you have an awesome guy in line to be king. That's so good for Norway.
Norwegian Crown Prince Haakon is marking the 200th anniversary of organized emigration from his homeland to the United States. With
Haakon? Have I been pronouncing it wrong? Is it Haakon or Haakon? Is it Haakon? Oh no. Oh no, I've been saying it wrong. Oh boy.
visits to the upper Midwest, including Minnesota today. The upper Midwest has some of the largest concentrations of Scandinavian Americans in the U.S., and he's using his tour to highlight the deep connections between the two countries.
So there's a lot of Scandinavians, Norwegians, Danes, Swedish people, Finnish, like Scandinavian, including Norwegians. I didn't know there were so many in this specific part of the United States. I'm not from there, so maybe that's why I don't know about this.
Visit to the heart of Norwegian America. Haakon's visit is part of the Crossing's 200 commemorations across North America this year.
Wow, look at all people are celebrating. It's really cool to see the American response to Crown Prince Haakon coming. Everybody has Norwegian flags, and a lot of these people are probably descended from Norwegians. So they have bunads and sweaters, and they look Norwegian.
Commemorate the 200 years of emigration from Norway to the United States. Minnesota has been the recipient of an incredible legacy that's here. I think our Norwegian heritage shapes who we are as a people. It shapes how we see the world, and I think the Crown Prince's work, whether it's around clean energy or whether it's around the protection of children and the bettering of their lives.
I really didn't know Minnesota had so much Norwegian culture. That's really interesting. I guess if you're an American living in Minnesota, you probably know more about this, but obviously there's a lot of people in Minnesota who are related to Norwegians who immigrated there.
Visit is important to us.
Today, there's very much a benefit from that history, because of course bonds between nations is bonds between persons, people. And that is very deeply rooted because of that shared history.
That's really, really cool. I remember now, I reacted to Alt for Norge, the TV show, where all of those Americans were related to Norwegians. So there's a lot more of a connection between America and Norway than I thought. It's actually really cool.
According to state demographers, there are well over 800,000 residents who claim Norwegian ancestry. That's more than any other state, though less populous. North Dakota actually has a higher percentage of residents with Norwegian roots.
800,000 people just in Minnesota who have Norwegian heritage. I had no idea it was so much in America. Norwegian Crown Prince visits Minnesota. There's a lot of people. I mean, if I was in Minnesota, if I was near here, I would be out there, like, standing in this line just to see the Crown Prince of Norway. Like, yeah. It marks 200 years since first organized Norwegian emigration. So it's organized. I really need to learn more about that. He's having a good time. a stop at a Norway house in Minneapolis. Sounds like he had a mini tour of America here, at least New York, Iowa, Minnesota. Saw a lot of people put in a lot of effort to commemorate this 200 years anniversary. It's really cool. Met with the governor, Tim Waltz. 800,000 residents with ancestry, yeah. And it looks like he made a speech.
President Chamberlain, members of the Board of Regents, faculty, students, alumni, distinguished guests, dear friends.
He speaks good English, too. He's just a very well-spoken, likable guy. You know, we're not going to watch this whole speech, but I'll take a little look at this.
First, let me say how deeply honored I am to receive this recognition. To be granted an honorary doctorate from Luther College is not just a privilege, it is a moment that I will treasure.
Wow.
Now, I should confess that my father received this honorary doctorate at the early age of 28.
Oh.
So yes, it took me a little longer. But as I stand before you today, I like to think that I eventually caught up.
You know, good for him for trying to be funny. That's not easy to do, like, in another language. But he did live in America for 3 years. He's very good at English. He's an awesome guy. It's cool to just see a little bit more of Crown Prince Haakon, or Haakon, or however you pronounce it. The next king of Norway, right? Seems like he'll be continuing a tradition of having really awesome kings, which is really, really cool. This was awesome, yeah. I had no idea he was in the United States like a week ago or so. So this was really cool to see. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on Norway and the United States and the Crown Prince visiting the US, and that'd be cool to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Norway and seeing Norwegian things I've never seen before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.